Good morning and welcome to the 2026 USA Club Rugby National Championships. We are here in Lamont, Illinois, home of the Chicago Blaze Rugby Complex. We're starting off with the D3 National Championship match. We've got the Brevard Red Eye taking on the Syracuse Chargers. We are just about ready to rock and roll. We look over to the Brevard Red Eye. Out of Brevard County, Florida, they had a fantastic day yesterday, a 53-29 win over the Detroit Tradesmen. That guy right there, Austin Parrish, had 2 tries underneath his belt. And you see here the last little one, he got the double, and that other player with him, number 15, Jean-Eric Vander Els Portero, had a hat trick as well. You see here him coming through the little boot, be able to take this one all the way through. That's Parrish. Again, Brevard, 53-29. Boys out of the Gulf Coast Super Regional were fantastic on the day. That's Ryan West on the outside. And Escalera getting into the action as well as they take down those tradesmen from Detroit. A big-time victory as they had full control of that match throughout. Take a closer look here. Keep an eye out for Detroit. Thompson, the hooker, had a good game yesterday, scored. Also, Cody Johns also had a try under his belt as well on D Arena. Also a standout there in the back row. We take a look at the back line. Kobe Deacon, their kicker, was fantastic yesterday, popping them up over the defense. And also keep an eye out there for Austin Parrish again and Ryan West and Jean-Eric Vander Els Portero. Between the 3 of those, they had 5 tries yesterday. It should be an exciting one as we switch gears and take a look at the boys from New York. The Syracuse Chargers, again, had a fantastic day yesterday out on the outside. That's JMC Vale Delgado getting it done. It was a huge 58-19 victory over Life West. A huge burst around the side here. Benjamin Mousseau had 3 tries, so both fullbacks with a hat trick yesterday. Terrific performances. There's number 2 for him around the edge. The first time that this Syracuse Chargers team has been in the national championship since 2011. So it should be a fun matchup here as we are just about ready to go. Take a closer look. Joshua Dorschner, number 5 there for the Chargers, along with Funicelli, had tries yesterday. They're the guys to look out for. They're inside the engine room for Syracuse. Again, 58 points up on the board yesterday. Keep an eye for Michael Coutrone, was terrific running the show from that fly half spot. Had, again, Benjamin Mousseau with the hat trick out the back. So keep an eye out for big number 15 slotting in and possibly scoring more tries today.
Yeah. Referee said I'm one of them. So my weekends been kept.
We are just about ready to go. I'm Tim Wilkes up in the booth, joined by Mike Petrie, 57 appearances for the USA Eagles. Mike, glad to have you here. I know you had Syracuse yesterday. What did you see out of that squad, and what do you expect to see here in the national championship?
Tim, first and foremost, thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. I look forward to this weekend every year. When Next Level Rugby producer Ryan Ginty reaches out to me, I get so excited because this is it. This is all what it's about in American rugby. And yesterday, that Syracuse side, they were so good. Their flow, their rhythm on attack, their passes in front. They weathered the storm from a very big physical Life West side. We'll see if they have enough left in the tank to get this victory 24 hours later.
Are back and ready for more action. Another day 3 of terrific rugby as we will look to crown 5 national champions here from Illinois. Brevard Red Eye in the red jerseys. They're able to scoop this one up after a couple phases there for the Chargers. Off to the right-hand side through Roper. Runs that scrum half position with ease. This time a big-time surge through, but they were off their feet. Playing it there, so we'll have our first penalty of the match option here. Possibly kick this one out into touch for Brevard.
Tim, that's where you see just a little bit of that nervous energy getting in there for Syracuse. They're up for it. They're excited. It's a national championship game, but they're giving away an early penalty. They're just putting some heavy artillery into this ruck. You take a look. It's good contact, good collision, and then watch these white jerseys just start to go forward. And as you can see there, one of the defensive players just rumbles over top of the scrum half, and that's going to get you a penalty every single time.
So they'll look for the line out. It's tipped out of there by the Chargers, and they'll look to clear it and get it up over the defense with ease here. Massive kick over 50 meters, sends the Red Eye back to retreat. We're getting that through the hands there of Ryan West. They cough it up. Opportunity now for the Chargers. Set things up just over the 10-meter line in attacking territory. Group of 3 out there. The secure possession. And we thank you for joining us wherever you may be watching, wherever around the world. Here, this next level rugby production for the USA Club Rugby D3 National Championships. That one's knocked on, and so we'll have our first scrum of the match put in for Red Eye.
And you see some handling errors very early in the game. The first one just moments ago by Red Eye. Fullback takes it into contact, drops it forward, and then Syracuse returns the favor, drops it forward in a collision again. Remember, Tim, these are tired bodies. Both of these teams 24 hours ago just about played their national championship semifinal. So their bodies are sore, their legs are tired, their lungs are burning. You've got to expect that some of these mental errors are going to start to trickle in. And when it comes right down to it, the team that can make the least number of errors in that area of play is going to give themselves the best chance here this afternoon.
Here comes Roper, and he's able to come around the side and find a huge gap there. A little backhanded pass keeps things moving. Deacon into contact, 25 meters out from the try line. Here come Old Red Eye. Beautiful passing out to Parrish. Parrish steps in one. He had 2 yesterday, and he gets off on the right foot here. Try Red Eye to start this one off.
What a fantastic sequence that time from Old Red Eye. It starts with that scrum, a really good platform, an incredible line break, and then a flick back inside from Roper at 9. And then just simple hands. Take a look, nothing flashy about this, just moving the ball out to your athletes, and Parrish does the rest. And what I'd say, I gave Syracuse credit yesterday for their flow and their rhythm on attack, but that's what I'm talking about, a back line that puts passes in front. They're running from depth. They're sprinting onto the ball. When you have athletes like Parrish and you make good, accurate passes, you give him time to operate, he can punish you, and that's exactly what he does.
5 tries yesterday out of the back 3. And also Parrish had a couple as well. This is a potent squad, but Syracuse, again, they put up 58 points yesterday as well, so we'll see some offense coming here shortly from the Chargers as that kick is through from Kobe Deacon and through Austin Parrish. We've got the first 7 up on the board.
And here's another look at it. And take a look, this passing from Old Red Eye. Again, just a simple outside step and then makes a few white jerseys miss en route to his score. But again, nothing flashy about it, just very simple, basic pin and pass in front, get depth in your runs, explode onto the ball. And that ends in our first try of the national championship game.
In Brevard, out of Florida, Gulf Coast Super Regional Champion. In the last 6 years, the champion of D3 has come out of the Gulf Coast. Austin Blacks with one. Also had Columbia Rhinos got one under their belts as well. So Brevard, they lost to those 2 teams the last 2 years in the Gulf Coast. They knew the challenge that was there for them. This is their first year in the national championship tournament. They're looking to make some magic happen here on day 3. Solid kick, finds touch. There'll be a line out here back to Syracuse. 5 minutes gone by here in the first half.
That's a phenomenal clearance kick by Old Red Eye. You're generally aiming for that 40-meter line, your 50-meter line. That's your target when you're clearance kicking, and this one lands just around midfield as we get another look here at our try scorer, Parrish. Just what an athlete in the midfield. When you've got players like that, you try to put the ball in their hands as often as possible. And so far, Old Red Eye, on their attacking side of the ball, has been very, very potent throughout this weekend.
Shout out to our referees, Patrick Fight, Kat Roach, and Kristen Russell. Handling the action for this one. Fight with the whistle in the center. Here comes Syracuse. Full speed into contact. Big time tackle coming in from George. Now they'll spin it to the outside. You see those red jerseys directly in line, but they're able to come through. Nice little burst around. I believe that was Musso, had the hat trick yesterday, slotting in there.
Off the 9, off him.
Slow it down a little bit here from the center of the pitch. Forward pack. Push through, find a way to break the gain line. Get Old Red Eye on their heels a little bit. They'll look for some space here on the near side. Through the hands they come. Strong tackle, though, from the winger. Dwayne Parks Jr. slams the door shut. Forces Syracuse back to recycle this one again. Big time pop coming in. That was Brandon George for the second hit in the last 20 seconds or so. See this on the bottom right-hand corner there. It's next level rugby replay. Brevard almost got into that one. Scrimmy trying to steal that one out of there, but they're able to play through. See Old Red Eye really coming up and playing havoc behind the gain line. So far hasn't given Syracuse too much trouble yet. Blast forward this time with Chris Martin. Off to the right-hand side. Swing this one back. It's knocked on. Advantage being played here. Maybe off the boot there, but I think it hit the hands first, so we'll have a scrum down here back to Brevard County.
Plus forward by White.
Syracuse did a really nice job of just chipping away at this Red Eye defense. But as you mentioned, Tim, the breakdowns were just too slow, so they found themselves in behind the defensive line a number of times throughout that series. They maintained possession, but then their breakdowns were just too slow, and so it's setting them up for just big hits. And then that outside line speed. Every time Syracuse is looking into those outside channels where they want to play, they're seeing red jerseys. A lot of it is Parrish in that 13 channel, just cutting off those outside channels. If they can get a little bit quicker ball at the breakdown, they'll give themselves some more opportunities. But right now, Old Red Eye has a chance to get in the blocks, and they're flying off the line, winning some big collisions in the backfield of Syracuse.
You mentioned earlier how fitness is going to play a key for these two squads. Doesn't hurt training down in Florida. These guys are going to be in peak physical condition, but Syracuse as well. Year in, year out, they are one of the most fit clubs. And the last time they were in this competition back in 2011, actually beat my former club, Dallas Athletic Rugby Club. Dominated us and ran us off the pitch. And they look to do the same here to Old Red Eye, down by 7. Able to get that through the hands. There's the boys in red, and a big-time kick up over the top. That's what we saw a lot from Kobe Deacon yesterday. Almost perfectly weighted. This one does go into the try zone, but it's scooped up out of there anyway. Having to play with it from their own back end. Bale Delgado takes it into contact and does a good job just holding up just in time for support to arrive. A beautiful day here in the outskirts of Chicago. This kick, a good weighted kick with the chase there, but Deacon rips it out of the air and gets Old Red Eye back on the front foot inside the 22, over to the left-hand side in the arena. Marches forward a little bit closer, was slightly stranded there, but the boys in red clean him up. Off again now to the right. Through the hands, they've got numbers out there. Around the corner comes Vanderels Portero. Slides it to West. Good work on the edges there. Taco Bell sponsored Syracuse Chargers. One of my favorite sponsor of the weekend there. Good stuff. Able to dig this one out of there. Strong work from Roper. And the defense is held strong here. Let that one in off of a bit of a break, and now the penalty sends them back 10.
White 5.
And Syracuse was just under a bit of pressure there, backpedaling a little bit. As you see Roper for Old Red Eye just marshaling his team around the field. And Red Eye here, make no mistake, they're going to have a shot at goal. Just put some points on the board. I think this is the right call. And remember, this all started with that huge kick from the other end of the field, way over the top, landed in the end zone. I'm pretty surprised that Syracuse didn't tap that ball down. They decide to have a go from inside their own end zone, and they turn it over, and that's where things can become a little bit dangerous, Tim.
Yeah, they haven't shown the exit strategy that they needed there to be able to come with it in ball in hand. You're right, it might have been the better opportunity just to punch it down with the goal line drop, but either way, it sends Kobe Deacon with an opportunity here. He had a couple of penalty kicks yesterday as well. Made his first 5 kicks in a row and slots this one through to give Red Eye a 10-point lead, and he's 2 for 2 to start the day.
10 points is a big lead in this opening 10 minutes of play for this Old Red Eye side. They've got to be proud, these players from Florida, as we get a look at Syracuse walking up to the line. Tim, you mentioned your favorite sponsor of the tournament weekend with Taco Bell across the chest of Syracuse. I noticed that myself, and I thought, my first instinct was, if you're going to wear Taco Bell across your chest, you better be the fittest team in this tournament. And so Syracuse needs to hang their hat on their fitness right now because they're in a 10-point hole, and they've got to come out with some energy and fight their way back into this.
Really seen them with a lot of ball in hand just yet. Only cracked into this half of the pitch a couple of times. Old Red Eye will look to smash this one out through Deacon. Another big-time clearance. Again, he's putting a good 50, 60 meters every time that ball leaves his boot.
And that's a phenomenal clearance kick. And when you're Old Red Eye and you've got a 10 that can put the ball into your opposition half on a clearance kick, I mean, that just helps so much. The energy that your forwards get from walking forward upfield. And again, that's kind of what we had hoped we had seen from Syracuse just moments ago when they had to scramble back with that kick that went over their head. If they had the ability to clear around midfield, they might not be down 10-0 right now. But instead, Old Red Eye putting in some huge clearance kicks.
Battle for it up top off the line out. It's tapped back with a throw through Allen. They're just going to take this one into contact. Space here on the right-hand side. Through with the forwards. They're able to clean this one up as well. In the back there, Kevin Morgan running the show. Sends it off to the left to a group of three out there. Almost 13 minutes into this one. There's the kick over, but the charge down comes through for Old Red Eye. Bounces up to him, but they could not secure possession. It keeps going back, but it looks like they may have gotten it. Deacon dives in and gets the try. Old Red Eye, 2 in a row to take a 15-0 lead.
And Tim, this pressure starts so far back. This comes off the clearance kick from Toby Deacon, so it's only fitting that he gets rewarded with a try here. Again, that's just slow ball from Syracuse, and so Old Red Eye is able to launch off the line and hit the ball carriers in the backfield. They have no option here. They're around midfield. They're trying to kick to play the territory game. And then there it is. They get the block, a little bit of soccer work up front, and then a sprint forward, and there's the try. I mean, that is just hustle and work rate from Old Red Eye. And again, it starts with that monster clearance kick that puts pressure on Syracuse around midfield. They have to kick the ball. They have to try to play a territory game. And then they just put that line speed on defense. And Old Red Eye has been storming in the opening quarter of play so far.
10 points directly there to the kicker Deacon as we take another look at that kick through. There, Mike.
And that's just good presence of mind, good little skills. We've seen his footwork when he kicks. Now we get to see it with the ball dribbling on the ground. So outstanding work so far. And I think Syracuse was caught by surprise there. I don't think they had so many red jerseys on scene or realized that they had so many red jerseys on scene right on their tail. But great hustle from Old Red Eye that time.
Shout out to the big man, Cody Johns. He scored a try yesterday, number 7 for Brevard. He was the one that got up, charged it down, and started that whole possession. Again, 2 tries in a row, 17 unanswered points to start off the match. The boys from Florida have found a way up and down the pitch with ease 3 times now. Syracuse looking to come away with the poach. Zach DeHar almost got his hands on it. Here comes the big hit from Kobe Deacon. Finds a bit of space there. The Chargers look to find something here off the counterattack. Take it into contact. A little bit stranded there, but support arrives in time. Go off the back from Dorschner. He had a try yesterday as well. 58 points on the board. I believe Life West might have had the lead early in that one as well, but Syracuse poured it on often and late there. Here's a couple of better runs coming in. Chris Martin. Most extended time of possession that we have seen from the Chargers so far. Morgan again. He takes this one himself. Morgan running the show there in the back. Actually got a couple of starts back with the Hounds in the MLR. Terrific performance here. They're going to need every bit of his skill if they're going to take down the Old Red Eye today, and already down 17 points. Here's a big pop right there. McLean gets driven back deep behind the gain line. Who's in red? Mike, this defense from Old Red Eye is no slouch whatsoever. They have been more than ready to lay the wood here this afternoon.
Yeah, they have been, and a lot of it's just a testament to the fact that they're doing a great job at slowing these breakdowns. The ball recycling from Syracuse has just been very slow, and you'll see now they get to launch up off the line. You could see these red jerseys flying into the Syracuse back line. Syracuse has to do a better job when they find seams and they go forward. They put this defense in scramble mode, and they have to continue to get momentum going forward. This is what they need, more of that.
Indergaard smashes forward. They'll keep it there in the pack. Another strong pop coming in from Brennan George. Now they'll spin it out. Coutron with the pass, but it's ripped out of the air. There's the try scorer, Austin Parrish. Terrific on the defensive end as well. Vanderels Portero with the kick up over the top. Secured by Coutron. Now the counterattack is on. Mousseau puts one through. But a little too heavy, Mike, as that one goes into touch. We'll come back where it was kicked for the line out.
Yeah, too much hot sauce on that one, but I like the intent, just not the execution. Got his hips square, looked into that left-hand corner and tried to paint it by just dribbling that ball in. But a little bit too much on it, and it sails out of bounds. But again, Syracuse looks really good when they get in behind this red-eye defense. When they get in behind them and they get quick ball recycled, they continue to keep this defense under pressure. The moment that they slow down and things start to stall out, Red Eye gets in the blocks and they come flying out on defense. And you saw that intercept in midfield that time. That's the kind of work that Red Eye puts in when you give them a chance to get set in their defensive line.
Bit of a blood sub there. Everything left on the pitch. Wipe them off and get them back on. Old Red Eye with the line out as we approach midway mark of this first half of action. It has been all Brevard. Nice catch up top by George. Keeps them moving back in the center of the pitch. The arena. To scoop that one up off the deck, but secured possession. There's the kick again. So quick by Deacon. Slips that one through. Touched by Syracuse, and they're able to keep it in. Beautiful work on the near side by Val Delgado. Excuse me, that was Mousseau with it. On the edge, playing games with that touchline out there, and secures possession for Syracuse. 80 meters to go. A bit of a high tackle coming in from Old Red Eye. That'll send him back and give him a chance to maybe flip the pitch here.
And that's great work by Mousseau in their backfield. And then here's a look at that high contact. Great call by our referee. Definitely high. And that's the break that Syracuse needs. They needed something to go their way in their own end to get a bit of territory on the other side. They had a little bit of momentum just a few minutes ago. They played a little bit of ball inside of Old Red Eye's half of the field. But from this set piece, they've got to launch a good starter move. They've got to get themselves going forward quickly. And there's another look at that high tackle. So the collisions in this game, Tim, have been monstrous. And that's just a small sampling of what we've seen so far.
The boys from Florida are laying the wood out there. That was Reese Ware, a little too high on that one. Big block. Got to make sure you get down lower on those. Scoop this one out of there through Roper and send Old Red Eye out on the outside. This is where they're dangerous. Parrish with it. Surveys his options, throws it out to the right-hand side, but it's scooped up out of the air by Bateman. Syracuse secure things. Good job on the retreat. And the quick tap has them back into contact. A little bit stranded out there, but they're able to secure possession through Dorschner. He pulls his way forward. They have it ripped out of there, but not releasing is going to be the call here. Possibly too many in a row, Mike.
Rough penalties here. 10 seconds in a row. No, not necessarily, but just clean it up, okay? Before we have to go there. Thanks, Nine.
Yeah, Tim, you called it. That's just too many in a row is right. But that's the pace and that's the energy with which the Syracuse side needs to play. I love the option for the quick tap. It just puts that Old Red defense into scramble mode. It puts them backpedaling. And when a defense is backpedaling and scrambling, you're naturally going to give away a penalty. You're going to be offsides. You're going to jump the line a little bit. You're going to do these things to try to just stop the bleeding, and that's exactly what Old Red Eye did, and it just helps Syracuse advance upfield. It's what I think might be the first visit inside the 22 that we've seen in quite some time. So excellent field position right now for the Syracuse side.
See just how well they can capitalize on their opportunities. This one a little too heavy as well. Over the top it goes. It's picked up. Cody Johns into contact. Give something for Brevard to work from. They'll have the boot here from Kobe Deacon. Time and time again in their own half. They are looking for space out there, and another huge kick will set up a bit of pressure here as the Red Eye continue to push forward. Syracuse going to need to find another exit strategy.
And that 9-10 combination for Old Red Eye right now is just marshaling them around the field. Their passes are in front. I mean, look at this. Hip square, composed, right foot spiral bomb into the corner. Just misses out on the 50-22, but gets a really good roll to continue to keep Syracuse under pressure. This halfback combo for Old Red Eye has really done wonders for them of this. Not only their pace of play, their tempo, but also the territory and where they've played the majority of this game so far.
It takes one mistake for Brevard to march their way back down the pitch. It was a mistake off the line out that time. And now, a good 60 meters later, they're looking for their third try. They spin it all the way to the outside. They've got numbers there. Here comes Vanderels Portero over the 22-meter line. He's corralled by a couple of players. Still about 10, 12 meters out. They'll reset through Roper. Into contact, Andy Arena. Pushes forward, but it's ripped out of there. Syracuse back in possession. Big-time defensive stand. March their way back down the pitch. High tackle's going to be a bit of a helper there as Funicelli got hit up top.
And that's great work by this Syracuse defense. They were scrambling backwards. A really good pass over the top into the outside channel by Red Eye. I love the flow and the rhythm they're showing in attack. They're just keeping those passes in front. They're attacking from depth. Here's another look at it. Slings that ball into the outside channel, and it is on the money. And then quick hands to the outside. I mean, this could have been a short try, but Syracuse, they are scrambling and doing such a good job. They scramble back, drag down the ball carrier, and then here, they rip it out of contact and turn it over. So this is a Syracuse team that even though they're in a hole right now, they are hungry to climb out of it.
They do so here from the line out to start this one. Last time a little too heavy. They've got some big bodies there in the forward pack, though, that can go up and get it. Up top, they'll send Marzulli, the prop, actually. This one, again, a little too hot. Off the back it comes. They're able to secure possession. Roper over to Parrish. It's too many mistakes here in the opening 23 minutes for the Syracuse Chargers. Brevard have not committed too many themselves. A little bit of penalties here the last few minutes, and they commit another one as well. They were off their feet in the ruck.
And Syracuse gets another break here. They're going to go for a line out, but Tim, they've struggled with their line out so far. This is an area they're going to want to address, especially we're about a quarter of the way through this game. They've got to get this right. You've got to be able to launch your set piece, but here it is. Off their feet. Yeah, good call by our referee. You can see not able to support his own body weight in contact, and so that little slip up gives Syracuse a chance to get over the halfway line and into Red Eye's end.
Blood reversal, please. White 19
You
off.
see hands coming down up front or laying on their shoulders and head. Just did not support their own body weight through it, and this gives Syracuse an opportunity as we have our first substitution. Andrew Pelkey comes off the pitch.
Time on.
Well, it's actually the blood sub from earlier back in the match. I think that's Allen. Into contact they go. So got able to get that off their back there with the line out. Secured possession this time, but lose it there off the first phase after it. Hobbled back and forth. No advantage either way, says the referee. Smash into contact again through Zach DeHar. Where Syracuse have to capitalize. Again, 58 points yesterday. We're dominating through the Atlantic Super Regional. Again, your Empire Conference champions as well. And that the last couple of years. They're able to secure possession again. Just not finding enough space to really crack the code. This Brevard defense just hasn't allowed that many line breaks. Syracuse are happy to keep it inside with the pack. That's Dorschner again. Now they'll spin it through Coutron with the dish, and finally has the Chargers really threatening now. Allen keeps it moving out to Funicelli, 10 meters away now for Syracuse. Rolls his way forward, secures possession for the Chargers. Nice little offload. Love the way this forward pack always knows where their support is. Pop passes have been good so far. Chris Martin takes it in. Now they'll spin it. The charging runner, that's Marzulli. Hit that one at full pace. March forward for another meter. We'll go to Dahar.
Hold here.
2 meters away now for the Chargers. They need a try to stay in this match. Secured possession through Funicelli. Morgan will come back, look for some numbers. Brevard almost over the top of it, and they're just inches away now are Syracuse. Off to the right-hand side with the pick and go. They try to spin out of it, but still get repelled.
Penalty advantage, right.
Penalty advantage is on. I think they were offsides. Where Brevard, there's the step in, over and through for the try. Kevin Morgan, the scrum half, dives in for the first try of the match for the Syracuse Chargers.
And that is the best sequence of play that we've seen out of Syracuse. They took Red Eye through phase after phase after phase, and it finishes with just a little show and go at the line, and that's what you could do. You're as a number 9, you wait for your opportunity, you keep the defense backpedaling, they're scrambling near their goal line, they're already under pressure, you have an advantage, show and go, fall over the line. Outstanding heads-up rugby that time from Morgan, but a testament to the entire team. They were dynamic on attack. They used their footwork. They used some dummy passes. They were much more athletic in how they attacked gaps and how they attacked space. They found those seams. They took the sting out of that line speed for Red Eye, and if they can keep up that work rate and that intensity, they're going to fight their way back into this game.
That is a terrific way to start this one off. The comeback is on here, possibly. We'll take another look as they pound it away and finally crack the code.
And there's another look at it. A little high in that carry. They get a little bit lucky there, I think, not to have turned that over, but they pirouette to the ground, take it through one more phase, and then here it is, show and go, and then just jumping over that line. And Morgan scores the opening try for Syracuse. Still 10 points to go, almost 30 gone. And Tim, we've got ourselves a ball game now in this national championship final.
Exactly what we were looking for. Syracuse cut that lead down to 10. Big time pressure on the kick. That one off the knee. Now eventually knocked on. Good work from our referee, Patrick Fight. Also Cat Roach right there, getting into the action as well. Off the turnover, we'll take another look. Great high ball. Again, Deacon still laying those kicks out beautifully.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kick right on that 22-meter line, and you can see the Syracuse players just, somebody's got to put a name on that ball. You just do something so well. This happened so systematically yesterday. A team does something well, they score, they kick for points, whatever it is, and they come back on the ensuing kickoff, and they give the possession back through a penalty or a botched reception, something to give the other teams a bit of momentum back in their sails. But Syracuse here, lucky to get away with that one, I think. That ball hits the ground and they retain possession.
Big surge from the boys from Florida, send them back, but Syracuse are able to deal with it. They'll spin it all the way to the outside through Coutron. Plenty of space out there. There's the hat trick scorer, Mousseau, from yesterday. Slips past one, drags another defender about 10 meters into enemy territory. Strong fight on the outside by Vander Els Portero, but a little too aggressive, says the referee. He was on his hands trying to crawl through that one.
And I've given Red Eye a lot of credit on their flow and rhythm and attack, but that time Syracuse was outstanding. Take a look at this, the pass right in front. And again, when you've got athletes and they come from depth and you put the ball in front of them in their breadbasket, this is the kind of work they can do. And again, Red Eye now scrambling backwards. Syracuse has wind in their sails, all the energy and momentum right now, and they've had all the possession for at least the past 5 or 6 minutes. Red Eye has not had the ball in their hands. And from Syracuse's perspective, you've got to keep starving of a possession. You've got to keep them in the right areas of the field. And that's what they're doing right now, and it's helping them fight their way back into this game.
First time we've seen the two fullbacks collide out there. They had 6 tries between the two of them yesterday in the semifinals. They gave each other a hug there after the big collision. It's Syracuse already 7 points in a row here. They're looking for more. This one's held up. He is on the ground here, but I think the maul was already formed out of it. That means they have to present it. They do so well inside the 22-meter line to start off this run. Beautiful inside pass. Sends the forwards over the gain line. Strong defense from Parrish that time, coming up and making a tackle behind the gain line, and it's ripped out of there. Vanderels Portero gives Brevard a little bit of life here. Here comes the boot from Deacon. Does not find touch this time. Here come the Chargers. Into contact through Musso. Strong running from Schooling. Nathaniel Schooling, 25 meters out now. They'll pick and go and surge through Dorschner. He is always looking for weaknesses there along the post. A couple of strong pick and goes from him. This time the scrum half gets brought in. Try scorer Kevin Morgan. So Cutrone comes through. Gets the charge back on. Here comes Marzulli. He bursts through. Try number 2 for the Chargers. Nicholas Marzulli gets it down for the score.
And Marzulli scores a props try. All props around the world can celebrate. He gets about a 20-meter gallop off of this little short pass. And again, it's the continued pressure from the Syracuse side. Cuts through the middle of 2 red shirts. And then off to the races. There's nobody home in the backfield. And he finishes right between the uprights. That is a number 1's dream. Take a look. You can see his eyes light up as he sees that white line. He's across it and right between the uprights. Syracuse right now is firing on all cylinders. We talked about their fitness. We talked about their Taco Bell sponsorship, Tim. Right now, they are fueling a comeback and are making this a ball game, and I absolutely love it.
See there, boot even got jarred loose on that one. Does not matter, as again, Nicholas Marzulli gives them just what the doctor ordered. Kick right from in front of the post as well. Makes it an easy conversion, and it's a 3-point match with 14 unanswered points in the last 15 minutes, Mike.
How good is this work from Syracuse? Again, passes in front, nothing flashy about it. Just a short ball to a forward who splits 2 defenders. Straight through the middle and straight between the posts. Again, Syracuse, their flow, their rhythm. They are finding those seams that we talked about. They're using their footwork to get in behind this red-eye defense. We haven't seen any of those big hits lately, and it's because of the fact that they're getting in behind them and they're getting quick recycled play. They have to retain this kickoff, though, Tim.
Inside.
That just kind of shows how important that forward pack has been for them. They surge forward and push that back line on their back foot, get them on their heels, and it has worked out well here in the last 10 minutes. They have been outstanding. 19-14. They'll spin this one through. Out of the hands of Cutrone, into contact, but a couple of jerseys are right there, and the Red Eyes have it. They're going to go possibly quick there. They'll slow it back down some, but a big-time steal.
And unfortunately, you saw that one coming from a mile away. They set themselves up there to turn that ball over. You could see the hard runner lining up in the midfield, looking to take that carry straight into the defensive line. He stopped solid, runs into a steel door, and when that happens, he had no support around. He had one ball player with him from his own team and lots of red jerseys. They were quick on it. Take a look. You could see it coming from a mile away. Not many people on scene for Syracuse as they run at this line. Runs by himself, isolated. Really nice play by Red Eye to get nice and square and strong over top of the ball and earn themselves a shot at goal, which should be a pretty easy chip shot right now for Red Eye.
Deacon again has been perfect so far. Puts this one up and in, extends the lead for Red Eye, 22-12 now. Great performance so far for them. Actually, I think that might be 20-14, I believe might be our score here. We'll double check that for you.
I believe
6
you're right,
minutes
Tim.
left to play here, Mike. What a response from Syracuse. Old Red Eye right back to what's gotten them there. The boot from Deacon again cashes in.
Yeah, you're right, Ned. This is where Syracuse needs to use their own boot because they're playing out of their own end. They play into the midfield. You're playing with fire when you're trying to run outside of your own 22. If they had just dropped into the pocket, sailed that ball around midfield, they just pushed that Red Eye side back a little bit, and that might have given them a bit more of a cushion. Instead, they're looking at 3 points against them on the board.
John Glennon, the big prop, does well to get this one out of the air. Now Deacon sends it back again, just like clockwork. And another helpful bounce of the rugby ball will send the Chargers back deep, looking to find some sort of counterattack here. Nice spin out of it from Coutron. Red Eye are right there, 30 meters out to make the stop. Back we go again with the Chargers into contact. Nathaniel Schooling. There's the pick and go from the slippery Morgan. Already with one try, keeps it rumbling with the big number 8, Zach DeHar. Pushed over the midfield stripe and look to keep charging. Into contact, bouncing off a one is Zachary Allen. So much better here from Syracuse. You mentioned it, breaking the gain line, getting Brevard on their heels has really slowed down their charge on the defensive end and opened things up for Syracuse on the outside. Cut this one back, flirting with a little bit of obstruction there. The referee says play on. Patrick Fight actually throws out a penalty advantage there. I believe that was Parrish, maybe offsides a little bit, so advantage is on. Big time tackle behind the game line from Kruger, and so we'll come back, no advantage gain.
Again, that pressure on this Red Eye defense, we're going to have a conversation with our Red Eye captain because that's going to be too many penalties. Let's listen in.
We can't get the tackles down. We're going to have to send someone off.
Next one's yellow, boys.
And you hear there the conversation, Tim, from our referee with Brock Roper, the captain for Red Eye. And this is a good opportunity here for me, Tim. I've talked about how amazing this weekend is and, you know, how this is the heart and soul of American rugby. And these are the carpenters, the teachers, the salespeople, the people that are in the communities, working regular jobs, juggling family life, and going out to practice 2-3 times a week and putting in the hard yards to represent their club and their community. And one of those players that was just there, the captain for Red Eye, Brock Roper, I ran into him when he was just a young kid at a rugby camp years ago, and it's so good to see him still out there leading his team in this national championship game. That's inspiring stuff to see so many of those players stick with the game for so long.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday after the match as he led his squad from the front. One of the newer players, but immediately what he did was brought in some of the old boys from Brevard, brought them into the interview as well. Just a true team player across the board. Syracuse are able to come away with the steal here, Mike, and down by 6. They look to cut it in half with the penalty.
Not a big deal, but we're out here, actually. Yep.
And he's going to move him a few meters back. So here's another look at it. Again, just athletic movements from Syracuse, just those subtle steps.
There'll be a restart no matter
And then
how
there's
this
the
goes.
not releasing. So a little bit of a tough call, actually, if I'm honest. Well, here's the call, actually. It's a – what's that? What do we call here? Let's have a little look at it. Turnover to turnover was what we're looking at. But, geez, Syracuse that time, Tim, was on their back. So a fair steal by Red Eye, and then Syracuse returns the favor. So just had to take a quick look at what was happening there because there was so much going on. But nonetheless, Syracuse looking at a 3-point differential. I think this is the best result they've seen since we've been locked at zeros early in the game, Tim.
For sure. They have cut this one all the way down to a 3-point lead again. It was 17-0 midway through the first half of action. Here's another solid kick. Gives Brevard an opportunity to come away with it off the restart. Maybe knocked forward there by Old Red Eye, but it doesn't matter. Syracuse have possession, and they're rumbling forward. They're through Chris Martin. And go since Funicelli over the midfield stripe. Under 1 minute left to go. We'll be approaching that final play of the first half of action. Let's see if Syracuse has what it takes to actually take the lead in this one. Again, down by 17, but The last 20 minutes have been all Chargers. Another burst through. Brevard rallied the troops. Set the line again. I don't know, there was much arms in that tackle that time from Cody Johns. Make sure you go with the wrap. We play on the Chargers. Try to find some space here on the outside. Good job shooting up there from Zelinka, but it leaves a little bit of space on the outside, and that's Dahar taking it 25 meters away from pay dirt now. Through the hands, Dorschner. He gets met and stood up by Cody Johns. Johns has been terrific on the defensive end, had that charge down that led to a try early, and now a little bit of a bobble sends them retreating because Austin Parrish is right there for the tackle. Old Red Eye are fighting into this one. Rip it out of there, but hands in is going to be called. And another opportunity for Syracuse, maybe to tie this one up, Mike.
We'll take the points. You did not.
And they're going to have a shot at points here. Our captain, Brock Roper, not agreeing with this call, but again, there's that line speed from the midfield of Red Eye. Drags him down way into the backfield, and they do a really good job of counter-rucking. So take a look. 2 red jerseys on scene, a little bit high in body position, but they get over top of it, and this is the call. You cannot stick your hands in there when that ruck's formed. You've got to continue to drive through that contact situation. You cannot stick your hands in and pick the ball up, even though it looks like it's available. That's got to be clearly out in the open at that point in time once that ruck is formed. And so Syracuse now, talk about a tale of 2 quarters, Tim. It was all Red Eye to start with. It's been all Syracuse towards the end of this half.
And the kick is good as well, and that will be it for the first 40 minutes of this match, all knotted up at 20. It was a 17-point lead for Brevard as they came out on fire, but the Syracuse Chargers took care of business in the second portion of that half. Let's send it down to Mr. Great American Rugby himself, Lance Kavanaugh, with the interview with Syracuse's coach.
We are down on the field. I'm here with the Chargers coach, Coach Bob, as he's known. The gentleman, appropriate to the name, charging back, fighting hard. How do you feel about the ending of that first half?
I think in the first half is kind of what we've been doing all year. We started out slow, but then we've come roaring back. So we're really resilient and looking for a good second half.
One more half to a national championship, Coach. What do you tell that team to get them fired up and ready for this next 40 minutes?
Tell them to settle in, revel in the moment, but, you know, we just keep playing like the last 20 minutes there. We can take this win.
Coach, good luck in the second half. What an absolute ending to that half. Scores deadlock, 20-all, and you cannot wait for the second half for a national championship. We'll be right back on the ground here for more national championship action.
Attention all rugby fans. World Rugby Shop is your one-stop shop for all your rugby gear needs. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, World Rugby Shop offers an extensive selection of top quality gear and apparel to elevate your game. From jerseys and shorts to boots and accessories, we've got you covered. Visit us today to see why World Rugby Shop is your ultimate destination for everything rugby. Gear up today. Stop muscle cramps now. When a muscle cramp hits, you don't need a routine. you need relief now. Pickle Juice is a hyperfunctional performance beverage made to stop muscle cramps within 60 seconds. All natural, clinically proven, built for real life. When a muscle cramp hits, hit back.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Credo Rugby is a club development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their own on-field training and fan supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, "Oh, come out to our practices," and I did, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to play." And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though. I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can.
Welcome back to the 2026 USA Club Rugby National Championships live from Lamont, Illinois. We are all knotted up at 20 apiece. I'm Tim Wilkes, joined up in the booth by USA Eagle himself, Mr. Mike Petrie. And Mike, what an outstanding first half. 17 unanswered points for Brevard, but too much from Syracuse there, and we are all tied up.
Tim, this was absolutely as good as it gets for a storyline. A tale of two quarters of play. It was all Brevard in the opening 20, and then Syracuse turned on the Jets and just fought their way back into this game. Both teams have played so well. Their passing has been crisp. The effort has been there. They've scrambled on defense. The fitness is there. The collisions are there. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I can't wait for the second half.
Should be a fun one. We'll switch things over down to Lance Kavanaugh again, this time with Brevard.
I am on the field with Coach Kiwi. Coach, the squad at the end of that half, the Syracuse fought and battled back. I see how passionate you were going into that halftime, talking to the guys. What did you tell them to prepare them for the next 40 minutes?
Got to stop giving up stupid penalties. We're letting these guys back in this game. We showed how we can take this game over in the first 10, 15 minutes, and then we let them back in with stupid penalties. We've got to complete our tackles, we've got to use our width, and we've got to control our ball. We're panicking when we turn the ball over. We just got to start controlling it, play our game, don't give the ball over, and we got this.
Coach, good luck in the second half. 40 minutes to a national championship. Coach Kiwi laying the law down for his old red-eye side. We're going to kick it back up top to you all.
Thank you so much, Lance. And again, you can catch him sending out videos through his Great American Rugby social media page. We appreciate his work down on the pitch. And again, 40 minutes left to play here for the national championship as the kick comes in through the Syracuse Chargers, and we are back underway. Just like clockwork, Mike, there's the kick out the side. Finds touch again as Kobe Deacon continues to use that boot to perfection.
And as it should be, clockwork is the key word there. I mean, off these kickoff receipts, when they land inside your 22, it should just be automatic. It should be rinse and repeat every single time. Catch the ball, maintain possession, find your kicker, launch it towards midfield, and reset your engines, because that is what you want to do, and Red Eye has done such a good job at that. Syracuse, they have struggled a little bit from deep in their own end, but I think that comment from Coach Kiwi was exactly spot on. This Red Eye team has gifted penalties to Syracuse, and they've capitalized.
Couple of kicks there late to cut that 6-point deficit down completely, and hands in the ruck here will send the Red Eye back 10, and already a conversation needed from our referee, Patrick Fight.
First breakdown in the second half, 20's on the wrong side, standing up, okay? This is your final warning. Next guy's going to have to go. 20.
Tim, I think that's just case in point. I mean, the coach mentioned it. You could sense the frustration in his voice. And our referee with Lance, we just cannot give away penalties. So I guarantee you he's sitting on the sideline. His hair's going gray. He's pulling his hair out, watching that happen, because when you give away a penalty like that at midfield and set the opposition up on your 22, that's bad news, especially now they've got a warning here. So they've got to keep everybody on the field. They can't give up more penalties.
Strong take and an immediate charge coming here from Syracuse. They surge their way forward 10 meters away from their first lead of the match, and there's a beautiful little fake, and in again Kevin Morgan with try number 2, second time in a row, the pump fake outside and the darting run in for the score.
And again, the rugby IQ from Kevin Morgan, I absolutely love it. As a number 9, when you find a defense that is scrambling and backpedaling and under pressure, that's when you find your moments and that's when you find your gaps. Take a look. There's the gap. They're all looking to the outside because they're under pressure. They're going backwards, so they're looking to just scramble into open play and make plays. Take a look, Kevin Morgan. Nothing flashy about it. Just looks up, show, and go, makes a few defenders miss, fends off his opposite 9, and then extends over the line with some go-go gadget arms. And they bring out the opening score of this second half. In Syracuse, they came out slow in that opening 10 or 15 minutes, but from that point forward, they have put the pedal to the metal. And Kevin Morgan, 2 tries off a show and goes. That is just fun.
Their first lead of the match. The kick is up and good from Benjamin Mousseau as well. 27 points, and ever since the midway point of that first half, the last 23 minutes, it has been a 27-3 run for Syracuse, as they have truly turned the corner and started to dominate this match. But Mike, as we move forward, Brevard has the heart and soul. They had a comeback. They were down 24-0 at halftime to New Orleans in the Gulf Coast Super Regional, scored 26 unanswered points to come away with the 2-point victory. They have what it takes. They have the heart. We got to listen in to their little pre-half warm-up, and boy, the heart and soul. I mean, you had guys yelling, "I love you." Just the passion that these guys show, you know that they're not giving up. 4 minutes now into this half. Already the 7 up on the board for Syracuse. They're pinned in deep now and have to look for an exit strategy. This hasn't been an easy way for them to make it through so far, but Morgan puts this one up. Collected back now by Deacon. Smartly takes this one into contact.
Tackle! Right away!
Set up an opportunity for Brevard. Again, 17 unanswered points to start this match. They were playing their style of rugby, using that boot of Deacon to perfection. Syracuse have come back to give them everything they can handle. Here comes Cody John, sweeps around 1, still gets chopped down right at the gain line. Through the back, Roper finds his target out there. Able to continue this movement. Forward pack, trying to break through, but Syracuse has done so well here on the defensive end lately. Out to the right, Kruger.
Tackle,
Takes it into contact and gets them 22 meters away, possibly tying this one back up. Outside, Parrish. 2-hand chest pass to Sheenstra. Fight for it. Syracuse almost got to it. Strong work there in the depths from Coutron. It's Brevard not held and continuing to push forward. Good work on the ruck, sends 2 bodies in to clear things out. Syracuse are on top of this one, though. Contact is made, so no hands in. Roper, tremendous work to dig it out of there and keep Old Red Eye on the front foot. And there's a penalty, not rolling away the call. Here comes Roper with the quick tap, looking for space on the outside. In for the score, John Eric Banderels Portero brings it home. He had a hat trick yesterday and gets his first today.
And I gave some credit on the other end of the field to Syracuse's number 9 for some good rugby IQ, but that time there, Brock Roper, the 9 for Red Eye. Quick tap, nobody's ready. That's the perfect time for it. They had all the momentum just now, and again, they really haven't had possession for the better part of the last 20 minutes of this game. They have played all defense. Finally, they get the ball in hand. They keep possession, as their coach said. They have to keep possession, and they do that. They take Syracuse through the phases. They put them under pressure, earn themselves a penalty, quick tap, and go. Great play from their captain Roper to score that try.
15. I love that energy from Banderels Portero, grabbing his fellow teammate there by the back of the hair. This one off the mark, no good. So still a 2-point lead for Syracuse. But again, the intensity coming in from the boys from Florida is palpable.
It really is the energy. They've got wind in their sails now, and this game has been all about waves of momentum. It was all Red Eye early. It was all Syracuse after that. And now have the tides turned again. Now take a look. Red Eye down by 2, so kicking here, Tim, is going to be crucial. Syracuse takes their time coming up to the line, trying to get some legs back underneath of them, I bet, and some air back in their lungs, because, again, they're trying to just stall that energy wave that Red Eye is riding right now. So they've got to do a good job here off this kickoff, put some pressure on in the other end of the field.
Still continuing to boot this one deep. But all their restarts have gone inside the 22. And now Old Red Eye are able to secure possession a good 30 meters out. And Deacon going to surge forward off the outside. Here comes Parrish again. Swims through a couple, had 4 white jerseys around him. Somehow slings that one out of it to Asparelli. 30 meters out now. There's another dart through from Brock Roper. Dishes it off to Parrish again. Lost this one back behind, though. I believe knocked on, but it shows, boy, we haven't seen that kind of spark from Brevard in a while. They are finally getting that offense rolling.
No, and they also did not kick from that kickoff. We've seen it so many times that they had just blasted that ball downfield, but instead, it's worth mentioning, we have not mentioned the 13 from Red Eye, like, at all. I mean, he was so quiet for the last 20 minutes of this game, and then all of a sudden, he scored one of the opening tries. They just need the ball in his hands, and we've talked about the fact that they just haven't had possession. They haven't had the ball, and this is what they can do with it. They can really make some big line breaks, as Syracuse, though, gets a little bit of a break here from that turnover, and so they're going to play from deep here, though. They've got quite a ways to go to clear their lines.
Morgan gets in and out for Syracuse, and they've got some numbers on the outside. They're able to get around the corner, just dragging the player down. Gio Bateman, or excuse me, that was West, hanging on for dear life here on the near side. 5 meters from their own try line. Beautiful pop pass from Dahar, keeps things moving. Nice tackle, Detroit Thompson, the hooker, getting involved, jars that one loose, and Old Red Eye back in possession again. First 10 minutes of this one, the teams trading tries back and forth, and now a step around the corner. Sheenstra. This little inside move there, found some space. Good work securing possession out there for Roper. Out the back they come. Parks Jr. gets hit hard and loses this one out into touch. I think an option of a choice here, line out or scrum coming.
Great hit in that outside channel in a one-on-one scenario. Morgan just blasts the ball carrier into touch. And you can see Syracuse not willing to give a single blade of grass on defense. They know that these little line breaks can put them under pressure, and so they've got to win that first up collisions. You've got to make your one-on-one tackles, and that's a great tackle that time from Morgan.
Crouch!
Syracuse, first time they have been in this position for 15 years. They lost to Metropolis back in Colorado in 2011. They are making a statement here. They've got a 2-point lead with 30 minutes left to go. In and out comes Morgan again. Scrums have been pretty even throughout this match, but here's a beautiful run, stepping through a couple of would-be tacklers. Strong work as the support comes in to clean things up. This one out through Van Delgado. Center of the pitch, Merluzzi. Try scorer from earlier. He can't find any space there in the center this time. Prop. Karis comes in. It's going to slow this one down a little bit. In both teams with the try here in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Haven't seen a lot of kicks to really flip the pitch from Syracuse. They've done most of it through the penalties, so as long as Brevard continue to play mistake-free rugby on the defensive end, it's going to be tough sledding, I think, for Syracuse to get back down. Let's see what they've got here. Center of the pitch again. Deacon comes up, plays havoc with it, almost rips it out of there. Chargers look for some more. They'll kick this one through Coutron. Over the top, Brevard is ready and waiting for it. And it's a strong take there from Vanderel's Portero. He dishes it off. Center of the pitch now. Beautiful little move to get around the edge. Nice work from Dwayne Parks Jr. He's left available there, but they take it and Deacon sends one back down the pitch. Put them on their heels again. 10 meters away. There's the pressure from Parrish. Jars it loose. Leaves it available there for Deacon, who brings it home for the try. Old Red Eye, 2 in a row in the second half to take the lead.
Hey, be careful when you're on the deck there, okay?
Deacon scores the try, but it starts with the counterattack at the other end. They just cut through, right through this Syracuse defense, recycle ball quickly, and then look at all these red jerseys on scene. Look at them in an arrowhead formation, 4 of them putting pressure on. Oh, I don't know that. That could have gone either way there with an early hit on that Syracuse player, but nonetheless, the try will stand. And so Red Eye scores in the corner. But again, the hustle from this team. You talked about they were in a 24-0 hole. They've been in that situation before.
27.
They're certainly in a smaller hole against Syracuse, but now give themselves the lead back for the first time, Tim, in the better part of about almost a half hour so far. We have not seen Red Eye in the lead.
Knotted up at 20 there at the halftime. We've seen some good kicks from Deacon, but missed last time he was out here on the edge. So we'll take another look as, again, it was Deacon with that kick that got the whole thing started.
Really, and then take a look, the pirouetting run here, and then quick recycled ball. Look at it. Look at how many Syracuse players are offsides, not scrambling back. And look at the Red Eye. They are just coming here, kick over the top. There's nobody in behind at home. Ball sails forward, and then look at all these red jerseys on scene. That is just good rugby IQ, good hustle. There it is again. Questionably an early hit.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that ball comes loose, and those Red Eye fans are on their feet, jumping around in the background.
Early hit, maybe a little forward there. That was up to the inches there. Our referee was in good position, Patrick Fight. But in the end, it's Old Red Eye getting their first lead of the second half. Beautiful work to come away with it. Don't want to let that one hit the deck. They're able to recycle this one back into ND Arena. Make sure they bring that one down. Maybe a little high on the tackles there, but Deacon spins it out to the left-hand side. Sub O'Sullivan gets into the action. Makes his presence felt with the line break. Nice work from Roper to find the charging center. Sheenstra breaks it outside. Here comes Parrish. Loops one up over the top. Return pass coming into Sheenstra, and he's going to take it the distance all the way through for the try. Great work, Samuel Sheenstra brings it home. 3 tries here in the second half for Old Red Eye.
3 tries, and they have ripped this game open in this second half. Like I said, they were starved of possession in that first half, but look what they can do when they have the ball. Little no-look flick pass on the inside, quick hands in front. I mean, this back line for Red Eye is absolutely carving up right now. They are making big line breaks, putting the Syracuse side under pressure, Syracuse has to do something at this point to just stop this momentum and take some of the energy out of this Red Eye side, because right now, up by 8, they are firing on all cylinders.
Got a shout out Kobe Deacon again. He was fully involved at that one. Had the break on the outside, and you mentioned just the blind flip back behind. We've seen so many times your momentum's flipping it backwards, and that one still goes forwards, but he had the perfect little bit of pace on it to take it through. We'll have another look here as he orchestrates it from the back.
And there's another look at it. Just again, we talked about numbers on scene for Red Eye off that kick that led to a try. How about numbers on scene and support in that outside channel to support this line break? And that's what it's all about. One of the first things you learn in rugby, you touch the ball once, fine. You touch the ball twice, good things happen. You touch the ball a third time, you stay on your feet, you stay alive, great things happen. And so all those Red Eye players staying on scene, staying in support lines, and it gives them the try.
Scrambling now a bit for Syracuse as it's 17 unanswered points on the board for Old Red Eye. Syracuse came out and scored early to make it. Again, it was 27 points to 3 there for a 20-minute period, but now Old Red Eye have put up for the second time in this match 17 in a row. Chargers look to respond, though. Matthew Funicelli bashes his way inside the 22-meter line. Good use of hands there from the scrum half. Finds Benjamin Mousseau. Mousseau with 1 try already, 3 yesterday. This potent Syracuse squad gets the engines cranking again. They spin their way forward. 2 meters out now. Strong tackle, but it's not enough. They're over the line, but it's held up. No, knocked on in the process. Unfortunate stuff. And it's a turnover back to Old Red Eye, who make the defensive stand.
Unfortunate stuff is right. I mean, that is just so close. You mentioned earlier that just the subtle difference that things can look at. He's just reaching out for that line. Ball just spills out. And our referee crew that time getting around the side.
Ready a sub for
check it out.
Red 5 needs a sub.
That is just unlucky for Syracuse, Tim. Unlucky stuff from Syracuse. They had good energy, good momentum, good intent, getting over the gain line. They needed that score, but the pressure is still on Red Eye here. Syracuse needs to be smart, though, Tim. In these situations, way too often, teams on defense give away a penalty. You have to stay disciplined in this area of the field. You have to have a good set-piece platform, have to make your first-up tackles, force Red Eye to put in a bad kick and camp out in this area of the field. You've got to get some points right now.
Great angle there from a next-level rugby replay. As we saw our center referee, Patrick Fight, working hard. Got to make sure you're on the right end of a lot of those charges around the goal line, sprinting in. Was able to see that knock on as they came so close, did Syracuse. Again, last 15 minutes of this match. 17 unanswered points for Old Red Eye, a substitution coming in for them. They had probably the better scrum in the first half, and they hold firm here in the second. To the outside, Aaron pass a little bit there from Deacon, and it gets knocked on. So good pressure from Syracuse. Didn't really allow Deacon enough space to take the kick.
Red 11.
And that's the best case scenario you're going to get. Outside of scoring a try, that's the best case scenario you're going to get defensively for Syracuse. I'm very surprised at Red Eye here. We talked about they had been automatic in looking to clear their lines. I would have expected a much more of a straightforward, direct option, drop into the pocket and kick to clear. Instead, they try a little run to the outside corner. There's nothing on, no space to work with. They throw a bad pass behind the receiver. And Syracuse now keeps the pressure on 5 meters out from that Red Eye goal line.
Shout out to the fitness from these two squads. 80 minutes yesterday, already 60 into this one, and both teams starting to click on all cylinders now. Left to the right, a step forward into contact. They're able to keep things surging. Cracking that one into within 8 meters away from glory here. They need more effort coming in from Funicelli. What a fight. He brings them another 5 meters away. Slow it down a little bit. Kevin Morgan has been tremendous running the show from that scrum half position. come back and look for more. Switch the pitch off to the right-hand side here. Surge coming in from Forrest Morgan. And keeping it in tight. Plenty of time to still get the 2 tries that are needed here, but this one looks like it might have been lost. A struggle for it in the depths of the ruck, and Brevard come away with the penalty. Hands in for Syracuse.
That is devastating for Syracuse, and excellent work by Red Eye. I like the intent. Syracuse tightened it up. They were using some of their tight runners just around the fringes of those breakdowns, but they did not get the support that they need to recycle their possession. Red Eye, good square body position over top of the ball, turn them over. And for Syracuse, they've got to reset. They're still in good field position. They can't let that deflate them. They've got still plenty of time left on the clock, still a quarter of this game to go. 10-point mountain to climb out of. But I'll tell you what, they're in the right area of the field. They just need to keep the pressure on here, Tim.
Really has been a tale. You split this game into quarters, and it has been a fun one. 17 points in a row, twice for Brevard, but Syracuse are fighting hard. They're almost able to come away with it. They're off the scramble on the line out, but you see the defensive pressure. They are not going to let them free easily here. Roper secures it. There's the pocket pass you were looking for, Mike, and the kick to find some space. Huge again, and another great kick relief over the midfield stripe. He's done that a good 3-4 times already.
And again, I think Red Eye could have saved themselves a lot of aggravation if they had done that a few minutes ago. And instead, they finally revert to it because it works. You've got a great kicker. He'll get you upfield. And so Syracuse now has to walk all the way back to midfield. And that is deflating when your forward pack has to charge that far backwards and restart from the halfway line. That's a tough break for them because they were just a few meters out from that goal line.
Just a little closer for me.
This Q squad has shown resilience throughout. 17 points was nothing to them earlier. They cut that lead down and made it a tied game at halftime, 20-20. Got plenty of work to do now. Back to the left they come. Through the hands. There's a shooting defense coming up and stealing it out of the air. Ryan West is going to take this one the distance. 3 tries in a row in the second half for Old Red Eye.
Great read that time from Ryan West on the outside. And just really unlucky for Syracuse. You could see what they were trying to do. They're trying to spin that ball into the outside channels. But again, that line speed from Red Eye. They have been so good at blitzing in and around that midfield. It's not a bad pass. It's a good pass. But it just finds the wrong set of hands. And Red Eye straight between the uprights. And again, Syracuse has been in a hole before. They've climbed out of it, but this one now, with less than a quarter to go, this is a tough mountain to climb, Tim.
Thank you. All good. Yep.
Yeah, it's getting tough out there. That's a great try, though, from Ryan West. He had one in the build-up back in the Gulf Coast Super Regional yesterday, but he shows his potency out there, turning defense into offense. The kick always going to be good there from Colby Deacon in front of the post, and it is a 44-27 lead for Old Red Eye.
16 left.
And you can hear from our referee, 16 minutes left on the play clock, so not a lot of time for this Syracuse side. And all the energy and momentum right now, it's shifted so many times throughout this game, but all of that energy is shifted in favor of Red Eye. They started the game red hot, and it looks like they're coming into the finish line again red hot. But Syracuse, they are not out. They can turn this game around, but they have to do something good now. They're running out of time.
Special thanks to the crowd down below us, all of the supporters out here for both these clubs traveling hundreds of miles to support their fellow teammates and club members. Here's another chance for Syracuse. Again, they were down 17 once in this match and came back. Now they've got 16 minutes to replicate. Through the hands it goes. Might have went forward there off the prop. Either way, Old Red Eye are able to secure possession.
Let it come, White. Let it come, White.
Release there. Syracuse does a decent job getting out of the back of that one. Deacon with the kick up over the top, finds Vanderels Portero, but he loses it behind. He was so quick, might have even been flirting with the offsides line there, but Vanderels Portero knows how to get it done in other ways. Big time tackle. Has Brevard on the front foot. Throwing bodies here on the defensive end. Syracuse retained possession. A little bit better here for the outside. Space on there. McLean breaks one tackle. Surges forward a little bit. He was stranded though, and the penalty is earned. Sean Pruger rips it out of there, gets the jackal and the penalty.
And you can see the energy and enthusiasm from Red Eye. Making big plays right now. Not releasing is our call. Good little line break on the outside, but Syracuse just does not get numbers there in time. And so Red Eye, they will be taking their time here, milking this clock as much as they can. 15 minutes left to play, and they are 15 minutes away from a national championship title if they can hang on.
Heard the intensity from Pruger. That is my ball as he ripped it out of there, got his hands on it, earned his team the penalty.
We need to be
now,
closer, 9.
Under 15 to go.
9 more.
For Brevard, you want to keep putting points up, but as long as you've got possession, that is the key, but they throw it away here. It's picked out of the air, though. Asparelli did secure possession for Brevard. Look for some space off the left-hand side. Roper comes back in to clean this one up. Scrum half in. Comes Deacon again, orchestrating this offense to perfection. He has been a standout. Right spot, right time. Around the corner he comes, but just coughs it up forward. Great tackle on the outside. A try-saver for Syracuse.
And Syracuse is still scrambling. They're still fighting. They are still throwing everything they have into this game. As you take a look here at Red Eye, just good offloading, except this one. That one just ball gets jarred loose. Outstanding play on cover defense from Syracuse as you get a look at the Red Eye supporters. They're up there, and they are up for this. Less than 15 minutes to go between them and a national championship title.
Shout out to Benjamin Mousseau, number 15 for Syracuse. He had a try earlier, but a great job on the defensive end to clean that one up. Secure possession back for the Chargers. Under 13 left to go. Forrest Morgan again. Gives them a little bit of breathing room, and now they'll try to spin it around the corner. They've got space out there and a huge run coming in from Mousseau. Trying to make this one happen all by himself out there. Support arrives in time as well. There was an advantage on for offsides for Brevard, but it's over now. Ain't enough, says the referee, or maybe just a knock on there. Into contact they come. But the penalty's given, second time in a row. This time it's Cody Johns getting his hands on it. Earns the not release penalty. Syracuse replicated though, and they get one for themselves. Offside's going to be the call. And another opportunity for Syracuse to maybe flip the pitch and start working their way down the pitch. They need to move fast.
Brock Roper that time decides to go quick. I mean, great work on the defensive side of the ball. Red Eye has earned themselves a number of penalties so far, at least 2 in a row on the defensive side, just by getting good and square, good body position over top of the ball, getting lower than the supporting Syracuse players. But that time, you're up by this many points, this little time left. Roper quick taps and goes. Just have some fun with it. Why not? He decides to have a dart. But they turn it over to Syracuse because, again, a lot of fight left in this Syracuse team.
Great tap down from Funicelli. And the Chargers look to find some space on the outside. A little bit out there. Possession secured. Under 12 minutes to go now. Pick and go on the outside. I think that's Morgan just trying to fight his way through the teeth of the defense. No, now Morgan will clean it up. Funicelli slides one off, but a big-time tackle sends him to deck. Substitutes playing a big-time role in this one as we move our way through. Again, 80 minutes yesterday. Some tired legs out there on the pitch. Nice little run there from Braden McLean. splits the defense and keeps things going. Over the 22-meter line for Syracuse, exactly what they needed. 10 minutes away. They need 3 tries in this one. Beautiful spin pass out to the outside. Finds Marzulli. Here comes Morgan. Through the defense. A pick and go. Sends Pelkey into contact. Secure possession. Look for some space on the right-hand side. Inside ball coming off of Cutrone. It's Dorschner.
Hold red. Use white.
Slow it down a little bit now. Burst in. Big collision. John Glennon on the defensive end getting involved. At full pace, Forrest Morgan couldn't break the line. Neither can Cutrone. He gets slung to deck eventually.
Time is off, Captain!
And a penalty is going to be given here.
Captain! Away, wait. Away, wait.
Conversation as well. Let's listen in
Away,
here,
red.
Mike. Couldn't quite tell. I do think
Okay, wait till I get up.
it's a Brevard penalty, but let's listen in.
Wait. Okay.
See bodies on the deck in this D3 National Championship.
We're falling off tackles again. He was clearly on the ground. He made a tackle from the floor. We talked about dangerous tackles. When he gets up, it's going to be a yellow card. Exactly, and he can't make a tackle when he's on the ground.
He got tackled into it.
This is not an argument. He's going to go off.
Okay. Hey, who's going off, boys?
How about that, Mike? This will throw a wrench into things. They're up by 17, but they'll have to play the rest of the match with a man down. Nicholas and D'Arena will have to step off the pitch.
And the call is that he's making a tackle while he's on the ground. So how about that acceleration from McLean, though, for Syracuse? Here it is. This will look at the penalty from the ground, making a tackle. And so Syracuse opts for a scrum here. I love this option right between the posts. And remember, this red-eye side is short one player in the scrum. So you'd imagine that Syracuse will look to get a really good shove on here. And let's see what they can do with it. Look, there's no number 8 at the base of that red-eye scrum. So Syracuse now looking at 10 minutes with an extra player to play, a big mountain to climb. But this is exciting.
What we hoped for here. They're able to just secure possession out the back, and now it's the opposing number 8, Tahar, around the side and in for the score. Just what the doctor ordered. Syracuse with another one to creep back into this match.
That is outstanding. You got to be careful here. Syracuse has to hit this conversion. Look at this. Nothing fancy, just pick and go.
8.
Smooth operator. There we go. Straight over the line, brushing off red jerseys en route to his score. And Syracuse with their tails up, an extra player on the field for the last 10 minutes of the game. Look out, Tim. We talked about energy waves and momentum swings and how this has changed throughout this game. 10 minutes to play, 10 minutes to go. Syracuse, can they do this? Oh, this is a national championship, Tim.
Again, if you're just joining us, it was a 17-0 match to start this one off. Syracuse came back and tied it up at 20 at halftime. And the Red Eye, 4 tries in the second half. Syracuse doing everything they can to get back into it. They've done it once before. They know that they can. Old Red Eye, 8 minutes away from national championship glory for the boys from Florida. Syracuse able to secure possession through Joshua Dorschner. Slowly they'll work their way down the pitch. The forwards have been so influential in this one. Once they can break that gain line, then they'll spin it out, get Old Red Eye on their heels, and the big boys continue to rumble on the outside too. Forrest Morgan getting into the action there from the substitute. But the pass hits the hands, goes forward, and Old Red Eye, Mike, is going to milk this clock for all it's worth.
Oh, and this is just devastation for Syracuse. Morgan's been consistent all game long with his passing. That one a little bit frantic and a little bit low. Got to get their composure back. They've got to attack this set piece.
Fred, get here.
You've got to go after it heavy. They need possession. We've seen what Red Eye can do with the ball in hand. They're an outstanding team. They have so much talent throughout this side. Syracuse needs to starve them of possession for the last 7 minutes if they stand a fighting chance in this game.
Wherever around the world you may be watching, we thank you for joining us here for the USA Club Rugby National Championships Division III on the line. Beautiful little grubber, finds touch on the outside and just continues that pressure from Old Red Eye. You don't have the ball anymore, but you're more than happy to play inside the opponent's 22.
Brock Weber, take a bow. Take a bow. That was outstanding. We've talked about rugby IQ in this game, Tim. And that time there, Brock Weber scoops that ball up, scoots into the short side channel, and then just dribbles that ball out of bounds and into the corner. This is an excellent outcome for the Red Eye. Up by 10. This will milk some time off the clock. As you said, it pushes Syracuse back. Such a good play that time from the number 9, Brock Roper.
And they have to use ball in hand here. That's been their best exit strategy throughout. Benjamin Mousseau has been the burner on the outside who has really led from the front. He continues to surge forward. Michelli breaks that gain line again there from the forward pack. Sends Old Red Eye scrambling. They'll keep it in tight. Zuli can't crack the code either. Almost 5 minutes left to play. A 10-point match. We already saw them make a couple penalties there to end the first half. They're off of Coutron, so we know that he's got the capabilities to make the kick. That means only need the one try and maybe a penalty to tie this one up. They got on top of it. Never a clear release from Old Red Eye. And here comes Syracuse. Chip kick up over the top for Kevin Morgan. He gets destroyed there. A late tackle coming. And this could really change the game. Already one man in the bend for Old Red Eye.
I know you can't see me on the screen, but I'm jumping right now, Tim. That is exactly what Syracuse needed. They needed a break. The coach for Red Eye said discipline, so key, and they give away a penalty. Quick tap by Morgan, kick over the top. Holy smokes, Tim. Buckle up. Let's go. Last 5 minutes of play.
No, he's going to stay here.
Collision here. Let's listen in.
Please go away. Yep. We can talk afterwards.
Referee, a lot to deal with here. Patrick Fight is again. Collision was made there. I don't know if he's going to get a card. Let's see.
It's going to be a yellow card.
For Deacon, one of the best players on the pitch. Mike, take us through this one. A beautiful burst, and then the collision here.
We're going to have a penalty here.
Holy smokes.
Let me give you your options. Okay.
Yeah, you can see.
Here.
Take a look.
You're having a penalty on the 5-yard line.
Oh, that's
close.
Thank you.
I see. You got it. That's a good call by our referee here. That is a good call by our referee. And we're going to go all the way up to where that ball lands for the penalty. Morgan is up. It's going to take a forklift to get him off the field.
Red.
Less than 5 to go. Red Eye will finish this game up by 10 right now, but with 13 players. And look at the field position right now for Syracuse. Oh my gosh, Tim. Like I said, buckle up. Let's go.
The limp is not going to slow Kevin Morgan down. He has orchestrated this offense to perfection. Sprinting around the pitch, bringing out the defense. Now with 5 minutes left to go, Syracuse still looking for their first national championship ever. It's been 15 years since they've been in this spot. They are looking for glory. Here he comes. Morgan off to the right-hand side. Just has to eat this one. Take it into contact. 3 jerseys in there for Brevard. But the Chargers secure possession. Off to the right. There's numbers out there. Through the hands they come. They're over the line. And in for the score. Great work. Use of hands to find the space and get the try.
Syracuse scores, but they score in the corner. Oh, man, I have to say, Tim, I don't know why they didn't go with the number 8 pick again. They scored off the exact same play in the exact same spot just moments ago. Instead, Morgan has a go. They score on the outside because Red Eye only has 13 players, so it's tough to defend those wide channels. But this is now a tough kick for Syracuse, a really tough kick. So we'll see what it looks like, and it's through. Tim, it's through.
Good. What a kick there from Coutron, or excuse me, that was Benjamin Mousseau, who strikes that one true. It's a 3-point game. Big time try. Shout out to David Snyder Jr., Number 18 right there. Came around the corner, took that pass, put it in, and the beauty of a kick from Benjamin Mousseau has this one a 3-point game with under 4 minutes left to play. Old Red Eye will send this one deep again. Beautiful tap back. Backwards, says the referee, confirms it. A scramble for it, though, is Syracuse.
Ball was still in.
Almost ripped it out of there, but hands in the ruck. Connection in the shoulders was made before he got his mitts to it.
Oh, and that is just a frantic mistake and a frantic penalty that time from Syracuse. They want possession so badly. They know they need it, but they cannot stick their hands in the ruck. You've got to just drive forward because right now, Red Eye is in the driver's seat. They have the 3-point lead. They're taking their time. They're going to milk the clock. They're going to put this one deep into the corner. And Brock Roper does a great job. Here's another look at it. So this is it. They've got plenty of numbers on scene. That's a good first engagement from Syracuse, but you can't reach for the ball. You've got to win the space. You've got to go forward. The ruck is formed. You've got to go win that space.
They have 4.
Roper with a successful kick out into touch. Thompson gets it back in, and here come Old Red Eye. They're looking for more. Under 3 minutes left to play in this E3 National Championship match. Thank you so much for joining us. Tim Wilkes and Mike Petrie taking you through all the action. It's the boys from Brevard County, Florida, sniffing National Championship glory just a couple minutes away. Cody Johns secures it again with the charge. They'll bring it over. Zawarczyk knocks it on. Under 2 minutes left to go. 85 meters away from a victory for the Syracuse Chargers. Can they do it?
And this is a big break for Syracuse. Good collision to jar this ball loose, nice and square. And I'll tell you what, number 20 right there for Syracuse. He's been dynamic on offense. That wins his team the ball right late in the game. Just Tim, we've got like a minute to go and almost 100 meters for Syracuse to go to score. They've got to be accurate in what they do now. They have to be accurate.
See what they've got in the tank. Poutrone off to the right-hand side. Morgan, in, nice pass, spins this one out there. There's the previous try scorer, David Snyder Jr. As we approach, 1 minute left here in the D3 National Championship. Dahar spins away, sends them retreating a little bit. Here's Morgan again with another ferocious run through the teeth of the defense. Looking for some space on the far side of the pitch. They open things up a little bit here through Schooling. Nice job dropping that one back in. It was Snyder, cleared it up. Uccinelli again keeps Brevard on their heels. Here's the big pass over to the near side. Plenty of space, and there's a slip. Here comes Mousseau. The speed to get around the edge over the 22-meter line. The final tackle coming in, but it's not enough. The Syracuse Chargers have done it. They have come back and taken the lead.
Wow. Tim, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I am devastated for Red Eye, but wow, this Syracuse side, they have worked and worked. They were down and out multiple times throughout this game. I should say down, but never out, and it's just a slip. It's a slip that creates the line break, and then Mousseau just pins his ears back, and oh my gosh, blades of grass are the difference here. Look at them just hanging on. And he's dragging a red jersey over the goal line with him. What a game, Tim. This is amazing, amazing.
2 17-point comebacks in the same match for the Syracuse Chargers, and they have done it. The Syracuse Chargers are your Division III USA Club Rugby National Champions of 2026. Look how much it means to them, Mike. What a comeback. Hearts go out to Brevard, his Old Red Eye. That man right there, Benjamin Mousseau. Hat trick yesterday, 2 today. Wow.
So fun to be a part of. Thank you, buddy.
What happened?
Tim, this might be one of the best rugby games I have seen, Tim. This might be it. This might take the cake. This was so much fun to watch. Wow, what a game.
Division III rugby might not have the best athletes on the pitch, but boy, the heart and soul of the rugby players is on full display here today. Brevard, the heart of a champion, but Syracuse with an enormous comeback. I have never seen two 17-point comebacks in the same match to take the victory on the very last play. What an incredible match, Mike. Looking for MVPs. I mean, I think Mousseau probably has the edge there for the Chargers, but shout out to Deacon, and the Chargers get it done.
Mousseau, Morgan, they were outstanding. And I'll tell you what, speaking of outstanding, this Red Eye side, they were brilliant. They played so well. They poured their heart and soul into the game, but it came down to exactly what their coach said. It came down to discipline. And in the final minutes of play, they played with two players off the field. Discipline will cost you. It cost them dearly. And Syracuse, they capitalized. We talked about their Taco Bell sponsorship. It carried them through 80 minutes to the final whistle it took them to win this game. But wow, what a game. So many lead changes, so many momentum shifts. I mean, look, this is American rugby at its finest. This was such a fun game throughout the entire 80 minutes, Tim.
Crunch Wrap Supremes for everybody there for the Syracuse Chargers. What an incredible victory. Vanderels Portero holding on for dear life, but in the end, it's the Syracuse Chargers that are your D3 national champions. We thank you so much for joining us here in this next level rugby production. It's been an incredible day. We are just about ready to hand out the hardware. We saw it a little bit ago. Boys in white. You see Lance Kavanaugh down there orchestrating things. What a tremendous performance from the boys from New York. As let's listen in as they receive the hardware they have so well earned. What an incredible match, culminating in a game-winning try. They were down by 17 points. They come back with 4 tries to take this one away from Brevard County as they were so close to getting their first. Let's throw it down to Lance Kavanaugh with the champion.
Trophy to Syracuse. We're going to pass the microphone to Representative USA Club Rugby, Philip.
Nick, congratulations on your championship. You guys thought you had a rebuilding year, but here you are, right? Unbelievable job. Congratulations. The Syracuse Chargers are the 2026 USA Club Rugby Division III National Champions. Guys, you all played a great game. But right now I'd like to call up Ben Musso. You're the 2026 Division III MVP. Congratulations. Thank you. Great game. Well done. Congrats.
MVP. Way to take the game at the very end. What does it mean to you to win this championship in such dramatic fashion?
It feels so surreal. I mean, this path was not just today. This was years and years of culmination with the same boys year after year, facing defeats on the way here, and to get the championship finally. It means everything to me. It means everything to this team. I know that.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. And you're Division III national champions, Syracuse Chargers.
Thank you so much, Lance. What an incredible match. One for the ages. There's the boys from New York. Hoist the trophy, and we'll bring that one home with the glory. An excellent match, 46-44, your final score. Everybody with Next Level Rugby back in the studios and on hand with the cameras. I'm Tim Wilk. Special thanks again up here in the booth to Mike Petrie. A phenomenal match where we've still got 4 more national champions to crown here later today, so we hope you stay tuned. We've got more action when we return here for more USA Club Rugby.